Welcome to the best of high school sports in Northern California. We are the B Prep Show.
We're coming to you from Folsom High School, where we will officially cap the high school season after 17 exhausting weeks on this very field for the Sacramento Bee Optimus All-Star Football Classic and the Sacramento Bee Small School Football Classic, but that's a little premature.
Welcome back for another edition of the B Prep Show. I'm Mike Finnerty, joined as always by my co-host Joe Davidson, the Sacramento Bee, and we are coming to you from Folsom High School.
And you know what? I really like the mic flag. This is a special show here.
It is.
Here at Folsom, home of the Bulldogs, the #1 seed in the Sac Joaquin Section Division I playoffs, and Jake Browning, the quarterback, had a milestone as we were doing this taping. 200 career touchdown milestone, not in one game, that would be some kind of weird record, but he now has 204 touchdowns for his 3-year varsity career as he's bearing down on a national high school record. He had 8 tonight. He's not looking for records, he's looking for wins. Wow, this is nice to see that behind us.
Yeah, he is impressive. All right, Joe, but in this week's show, we've got loads of highlights. We've got girls tennis, we've got soccer, football. We're going to preview football. We're going to have features on football, so don't go away. But we're going to start it off with our Division I soccer section championship. Some big-time highlights, Joe. We've got Oak Ridge taking on Davis. Soccer Championship Saturday from Cosumnes Oaks High School in Elk Grove. We'll start first with the nightcap, a showdown for the Division I title. They had the #3 seed Davis Blue Devils looking for their 7th section title and their first since 2011, taking on the #5 seed, the Oak Ridge Trojans, 0-4 in section championships. To the action we go, and we get on the board here with Davis. This free kick by sophomore Mateo Sorrentino. That comes to the 20th minute, and it's 1-0 Blue Devils. For the balance of the half, neither team would score, so we went to the break with Davis still up by 1. Second half now, about midway through, when somehow in this crowd, it's Cole Cahill. He gets the shot to go. That's a goal, and we're all tied up at 1 apiece. Then, with 5 minutes left to play, Oak Ridge strikes one more time when Connor Huntelas, he heads it in for the score. Another Trojans goal. That puts Oak Ridge up 2-1. And that would prove to be your game winner as Oak Ridge gets it late by a final of 2-1 to capture its first ever soccer section title. What a playoff run it was. It included also a win over #1 Jesuit in the semifinal, and afterward it was pure joy for the victorious Trojans.
Yeah! We knew before the start that we were the underdogs. I knew that we weren't the favourites to go in, but do you know what? I think my group kind of likes that. We like to be the fighters, and people were writing us off and giving us no chance against Jesuit, and we pulled through. And they just got unbelievable character. Like we'd worked hard on our defensive shape and staying compact and staying in the game as long and not panicking if we went down a goal, which is what ended up happening. Great free kick, by the way. And then I said to them at half-time, you just got to work your way back in any way you can, and it's going to be set pieces, it's going to be free kicks, because Davis were a strong team and they were out passing us, out possessing us. So it was just going to have to be a gutsy performance if we were going to be able to do it, and thankfully, amazingly, we did, just with 5 minutes to go there.
Connor had a great game against Jesuit, so he got a chance to go again, and I told Joe I wanted part of this game. When he told me I wasn't going in goal, and I said I'll score. I told him I'd score. I went up and just fought for it and got it.
We've just been waiting to do this for 4 years. So we've been with this team. We just wanted to win. It's finally good to get there.
All right, Mike, well done there, and kudos to the Oak Ridge Trojans up in El Dorado Hills. First-time champions, played the part. Speaking of champions, in the small school level, the Capital Christian Cougars going for some four-peat action.
Next up, we've got the Division V championship. The #6 seed Highland Scots, the certain underdog in this game, match up against the bracket's #1 seed, the Capital Christian Cougars, a team looking for its 4th straight section championship. With no scoring in the first half, we skip ahead to the 60th minute when Taylor Garcia boots his free kick from long distance, and somehow Paul Herskowitz heads it in for the score, and it's 1-0 Capital Christian. Then, in the final minutes of this match, it's Herskowitz. He's going to line it up, shoot, and score his 2nd goal of the game, and another assist from Garcia. That makes it 2-0 Capital Christian at the 87th minute. Highlands would score late, but it was not enough as Capital Christian prevails by a final of 2-1, getting its 4th straight section title, 2 in Division 6, 2 in Division 5, giving 4 Capital Christian players 4 rings who have been there from the beginning, including Herskowitz, who had both of Capital Christian's goals.
It's exciting. We came here to win it, so exciting we get to win it like 2-1. We're expecting like 3-0, but 2-1 works too.
It's pretty special. Again, a great group of boys. Those seniors were pretty determined this year. We never talked about it. It was kind of that elephant in the room, but I'm proud of them. Paul gave great 4 years, started 4 years in a row, and neat for him to finish the way he finished for sure.
We'll wrap up our soccer section championship highlights with the Division III game between the defending champion, the Christian Brothers Falcons, scoring off against the Oakdale Mustangs. With Oakdale up 1-0 in the first half, Christian Hepner of Christian Brothers gets this goal at the 36th minute to even the match at 1 apiece, and that would be the score by halftime. It was Hepner's 44th goal of the season, the section's leading scorer. That would be all the scoring in regulation, sending this one to overtime, and with 3 minutes left in double OT, Jose Becerra of Oakdale is going to score from long distance, making that your game winner. As Oakdale gets the championship, it's 5th overall.
All right, as you can see, Ab Alvarez is a champion. He's very spirited. He's a lot of fun. A lot of football coming up in the show as we break down games from last week, preview games coming up, introduce you to players and teams, but a little bit more championship on the brain right now.
We do. We've got girls tennis. It's Oak Ridge taking on Rockland. To girls tennis now, where the section held its team championships at Broadstone Racket Club in Folsom, where the Rockland Thunder in their blue are facing off against the area's top team, the Oak Ridge Trojans in white. And this match was all Oak Ridge. The Trojans had another outstanding team performance and get the 7-2 victory. It's Oak Ridge's second section title, first in Division I, and its first since 2006.
I'm just really happy. I mean, last year we came really close, but it was nice to finally get the win this time.
We were able to play all 27 girls in league matches this year. The girls could take care of their schoolwork. We had an average GPA of 3.72 on the team, so it was all good.
All right, Mike, we got so much football coming up in the final segments, including some running back standouts in the Elk Grove Unified School District and a little bit more.
We're going to talk to Justice Shelton-Mosely of Capital Christian, and we're going to profile the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Don't go away.
This is your RAM Auto Update.
Just in, the classic term used car is old-fashioned, outdated, and no longer of any particular relevance. Let's party. The Roseville Auto Mall is throwing a massive factory-certified pre-owned sales event. That means incredible savings on just about every kind of car in the world. All factory certified. It's happening now. It's going fast. In layman terms, skedaddle. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
We want to thank our title sponsors, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
Welcome back to the Beat Prep Show, as we bring you the very best of high school sport in Northern California. Big emphasis in the Sacramento region, brought to you by our good friends from Save Mart up and down the valley. All right, football highlights, previews, all kinds of stuff coming up. But you got to meet a young man over at Capital Christian High School who's got some big-time goals.
With the football season winding down and playoffs in full force, Capital Christian senior Justice Shelton-Mosely is looking to lead his Cougars to their second section championship in the school's history. Shelton-Mosely is an accomplished three-sport athlete and scholar, and getting a title in football would be important to he and his teammates.
It's pretty important, you know, winning 3 section titles for basketball. Basketball coach kind of has that on the football team right now, so you know, it'd be great to get another section championship on this football team, and especially with a group of guys that I really enjoy being with.
Having been on the team since his sophomore year, Shelton-Mosely is clear on what is different about this year's team.
Senior leadership. We have great characters on the field, but off the field it's amazing. And most people don't get to see the behind the scenes of the people that I'm actually dealing with each and every day. But we got some truly great people with great hearts on this team, and I'm just thankful to play with these guys.
While Shelton-Mosely is one of the area's top football players and will have his choice of colleges, playing 3 sports has been well worth it.
I got a chance to meet a lot of people, not just meet the people that I play basketball with or play football with, but in track, and make a lot of great relationships with people that I usually wouldn't be able to talk to on a normal school day. So,
away from the football field, Shelton-Mosely has other interests besides athletics.
Away from school, I fish as many chances as I can get. You can ask any of these guys what I'm doing on my off time. It's either fishing, going to the movies, and then I also joined the choir this year, and I'm trying to get my voice to sound better, hopefully sound a little bit like couple singers like Trey Songz in the day so I can sweet talk a lady off her feet one day.
One of the most heavily recruited football players in the area this year, Shelton-Mosley has narrowed down his college choices.
It's gone from 18 schools to 8 schools, 10 schools, 5 schools, and I'm actually about down to 3 or 4 schools. Right now it's out of Harvard, Boston College, Northwestern, and Stanford's still in the loop a little bit. So I'm looking forward to making a decision this November or maybe early December and definitely get this done with.
So with a tough decision now looming on where to play in college, we asked Shelton-Mosley what one of the key factors would be in his decision.
I kind of want to venture out on the East Coast. A lot of my family's there, but honestly, I just gotta pray on it, and it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Shelton-Mosley's father, Anthony Mosley, played at Fresno State in 1 year with the Chicago Bears in the late 1980s, but his father's advice doesn't focus on the football field.
His first thing is education. He remembers his time playing in the league, but he also remembers the injuries that he has. And he says, get your education, go to the school that's going to best fit you in the future. And so that's pretty much the most advice he's given me.
Within an 11-0 record and being the #1 seed in the Division VI bracket this year, is it section championship or bust?
It might be, but I'm just thankful to be playing football and getting a chance to go out every day and play football. That's pretty much it. I'm thankful to be with these guys.
Justice Shelton-Mosely is such an impressive young man. He's beyond just an athlete there. He's so much smarter than you and I ever were. So kudos to an Ivy League interest in Stanford as well. All right, Sac Joaquin section football openers, Elk Grove Unified School District. I want to see some running backs.
You're going to see some running backs. We got the Monterey Trail Mustangs taking on the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack. Round 1 of the playoffs on Friday, and we'll start in the Division I bracket in all Elk Grove battle with the #12 seed Monterey Trail Mustangs on the road to take on the #5 seed, the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack. We're going to pick it up late in the first half. Game tied at 14. Monterey Trail with the ball when Trey Nahas takes up the middle for a touchdown. Mustangs grab a 21-14 lead, and that would be your score at the break. Second half now, Cosumnes Oaks driving when Savon Mitchell-Ford finds a hole, and he is gone 31 yards to the house, and that ties it up at 21-all midway through the third. To the fourth quarter now, Wolfpack on a roll, and this time they go to Dante Davis, and he takes it in from 25 yards out. That puts Cosumnes Oaks up 28-21 just a minute into this quarter. So here we are, 6 minutes left in this game. Nahas finds the end zone again. Mustang could tie it with an extra point, but head coach TJ Ewing decides to go for 2, and it pays off. EJ Villacruz hits Neville Bood in the corner of the end zone. They go up 29-28, and defense takes over from that point on as Monterey Trail gets the 1-point win and now moves on to round 2 this week when they take on #4 Merced.
Wow, when you think of Trey Nahas, you think of bruiser beast mode there. In Elk Grove, another game you saw 3 of them for the Elk Grove Thundering Herd.
Yeah, and those 3 ran all over. Vintage, we've got your highlights. We're going to stay in Elk Grove, but head to Elk Grove High School for a Division II matchup between the #2 Thundering Herd and the visiting #15 Vintage Crutchers of Napa, and it was a rough night for Vintage. First possession of the game for Elk Grove, and it's El Toro Allen finding some space down the right side, and he is gone. 75 yards for the score, and it's 7-0 Elk Grove. Special teams is always big in playoff football, and here's Manny Scott Anderson blocking the punt, setting up great field position for the Herd, and here they are capitalizing. It's quarterback Tyler Vanderwall going 20 yards to Ryan Robards. It's now 14-0 Elk Grove. The wave of touchdowns just kept coming for the Herd. Scott Anderson scores here to make it 21-0 as the Herd would roll to a 69-7 win and will now take on #10 Wood this Friday. All right, Joe, good to get out to Elk Grove, and what a game that was between Monterey Trail.
Aren't you tired watching those guys run so fast?
I am. I'm exhausted from it. It's now time for our highlights from our good friends at Fox 40, the final quarter. We're going to go over some games, but really we're going to talk big picture about a few teams, and let's get it going. Let's start off with Grant.
The Grant Pacers beat Patterson in a Division II section opener, 45-23. The Pacers had 11 sacks. Donovan Brown made some amazing plays at quarterback again. And Coach Mike Alberghini says, we got to play better. Trying to get over that hangover of that big win against Jesuit. Grant will play better. 11-0, looking to do more damage, taking on Vacaville next. Vacaville, you fool around with them, they'll beat you.
How about the Burbank Titans? What a great season they had, but they were upset.
They were upset, and they're very upset. Yeah. Wilsey Wood of Vacaville got hammered by Burbank in a Division II playoff game a year ago. Same field on Florin Road. Wood comes in and wins this game 34-33. Carlos Meraz, the fifth-year coach, goes for 2 in the win late. Wanted to go for the jugular. He now takes on Elk Grove. That's a school that he coached for a few years ago, before something fell through. We'll talk about that later, but Wilsey Wood is a sudden dark horse in the Sac Joaquin Section Division II field.
All right, let's keep this going. Let's head out to Placer County. Del Oro, they got a little bit of a challenge from the Roseville Tigers, but in the end, they get the win.
Yeah, 14-7 victory for Del Oro. Casey Taylor, the coach for Del Oro, says, hey, I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty. Gave up 9 sacks to Roseville. Got to clean that up. Have to get a better running game. They know that. There's no doubt if you're going to be a defending champion, you have to play the role. Logan Hurst really has had some great moments this year, Mike, and he goes deep to either his brother Mason Hurst or Trey Udofia, who just beats everybody. But Del Oro is still around, survived, but got to play better on the offensive line.
All right, we're going to keep this going. So we got Rockland taking on Del Campo. I think we all thought Rockland would get this win. So the question for them, are they going to be okay from these injuries they've had?
Devastating injuries, but getting healthier. Rockland Thunder, big win, 35-7 over Del Campo. Evan Holtz has run really well. Will Floyd has played so well at quarterback as the new starter in place of Max O'Rourke. Now, Rockland will take on St. Mary's of Stockton. I think that's a terrific second-round game.
We got anything else from our friends at Fox 40? Are we good?
We do. We have a little bit of St. Mary's Rams taking on River Valley of Yuba City. A big win for St. Mary's, coached by Tony Franks, UC Davis product. Righetti's the quarterback there, accounted for 5 touchdowns in that win. This is a dangerous team. It's a number 3 seed. Rockland, St. Mary's is a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, that's round 1 in the books. We got round 2 coming up this Friday, of course, and we're going to preview some of those games at the end of the show. But when we come back from the break, we're going to introduce you to the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. We showed you them at the top of the show, got that good win against Vintage, and what a team they have. We've got previews, a whole lot more. Stick around.
There's a history you feel when you visit any of the Von Hausen automotive dealerships. You'll sense the quality of Mercedes-Benz, and you'll experience the low-pressure atmosphere that comes from 2 generations of family ownership. Mercedes-Benz of Sacramento, Mercedes-Benz of El Dorado Hills, and Mercedes-Benz of Rockland. 3 great reasons to drive one of the world's best automobiles. Come feel the difference or visit vonhausen.com.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, starting with Save Mart Supermarkets, where fresh comes first. Shop at Save Mart up and down the Central Valley. Schools Financial Credit Union, banking for everyone, value, convenience, and emerging technology. Von Hausen Automotive Group, celebrating 50 years with Mercedes-Benz. Stop dreaming and start driving. Roseville Auto Mall. If you're looking for a used car, go to the Roseville Auto Mall with over 6,000 vehicles to choose from. And Les Schwab Tires. Since 1952, we promise we'll get you more for your money.
Welcome back to the best of high school sports in Northern California and the Sacramento Bee. He's got some groove in there. We are the Bee Prep Show. Mike, before we see some more of those hideous dance moves, before we introduce you to the Elk Grove Thundering Herd football team, you gassed up last week and bounced around the regions on National Signing Day, where high school kids sign letters of intent. A whirlwind, but a lot of emotion out there.
Yeah, filled up the tank in the GLK Mercedes from Von Hausen, I might add, and charged up the batteries. Got a chance to catch up with these athletes on letter of intent signing day. Great pride in them and their families.
I can remember since I was 8 every weekend, the practices during the week. It's a lot of time, but it's definitely worth it.
I mean, a lot of the players that I've played against is going to be going to the Pac-12, and just to be able to play at that high competition, I'm super excited and take my game to another level.
I just remember all the days I spent training from when I was 3 years old till now, and all the hard days and all the great days and just everything that has made this day so special.
I knew that I wanted to play in college. I just never thought that I'd have an opportunity to play at such a premier school like Cal. It all happened really fast, but I'm just really excited to get to go and be a student athlete at Cal with a history that's been so strong in my family, so I'm excited.
All right, Mike, we're going to have more signings and more discussion. Football letter of intent is February 4th. We'll be all over that as well. Hey, 1% of high school kids get scholarships. That's why these kids are so excited. All right, Elk Grove football. resonates as one of the storied programs in the Sac Joaquin section. The Thundering Herd got the gold helmets, the running backs. We caught up to them last week to find out what makes them work.
The Elk Grove Thundering Herd football team has a long and rich tradition that spans 3 decades with a total of 5 section championship, the last one coming in 2001. The past 2 years, Elk Grove has had some great teams come up short in the Division II section championship, but this year's team is equally as good and once again has a shot to compete for a title.
This team's a lot like the team of 2011, 2012, 2013, just a scrappy bunch. No real superstars, just a bunch of guys that love playing football and they play really well together.
It's a brotherhood, basically. We've been together since freshman year, and we've been stuck together tight, and we have good chemistry, and we've been practicing just for this moment.
Elk Grove's rushing attack is the strength of this year's team, and again, it's a 3-man committee that gets it done behind the likes of El Toro Allen, Spencer Sheff, and Manny Scott Anderson.
We've done this before. We've kind of running back by committee before. We've got kids that play great defense and they can turn around and play some offense too. But in order to keep them fresh on defense, we spare them a little bit on offense, let them take turns with the ball, and they love blocking for each other just as much as they do running with the ball. So it's a really selfless group.
With Allen having over 1,100 yards and 16 touchdowns, Sheff and Scott Anderson both over 800 yards and more than 10 touchdowns each, the guys all support one another.
Our guys in the backfield, honestly, what we do, we really just feed off of one another because like any one of us could break at any time. So we really just feed off of each other, and it makes us grow stronger, want us to be better than the next guy because we know each one of us could just break free. So.
The reason Elk Grove has been a title contender for the past few years is not just talent alone, but also the quality of competition in the Delta League that gets the Herd playoff ready.
Playing Grant, playing Jesuit, playing Franklin, playing Monterey Trail, these teams make you a lot better, and these are the type of teams that get in the playoffs, and it's the type of caliber we're going to be facing on a weekly basis in the playoffs.
All right, Chris Nixon was a heck of a high school quarterback 30 years ago. Sorry, Coach, you are old. At Nevada Union, and he's a big-time coach, championship coach, and the Thundering Herd's always thinking of getting to the finals.
Yep, good to catch up with them. All right, Joe, we got one more segment left in the show. We're going to preview this Friday's playoff games in football round 2, and as we go to break, we're going to bring you more from our letter of intent signees.
I want to major in business, so it's a really great area to really get your career started, get moving. And then also I really fell in love with the team and fell in love with the coaches, and I just really can't wait.
I love the coaches there. I mean, the team's up on the rise. The Big West is going to be great competition, going up kids like Hank LaFort. That is going to be great to play with them.
It just makes me really proud of my friends and me and all the hard work that we've accomplished over the years to finally see it pay off.
I put so much work in, going from money, like days on the field, numerous hours outside of school. It's a blessing to have what I have, and I can't wait to take that next step in life.
A credit union is a not-for-profit member-owned financial institution. Can your bank say that? Demand more from your financial institution. Make the switch to Schools Financial Credit Union for low loan rates, state-of-the-art technology, making accounts accessible anytime, anywhere, and more ATMs than most major banks. Anyone who lives, works, or worships in Sacramento and its surrounding counties is eligible to join. Be part of the credit union difference and bank happily ever after with Schools.
We want to thank our title sponsors, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
All right, welcome back to the best of high school sports in Northern California. Big emphasis in Sacramento. We are the B Prep Show. A lot of football previews to wrap up this show. Some excellent games sizing up here in the Sac Joaquin section. But you got some athletes of note here.
I do. We've got our Von Hausen Stars of the Week. This week's Von Hausen Stars of the Week are Connor Huntalis of Oak Ridge and Paul Herskowitz of Capital Christian. Huntalis, who's normally a goalkeeper for the Trojans, scored the game-winning goal to beat Davis and to capture the Division I section championship, and we got his thoughts.
God, I can't even explain it. First time even in the D1 championship, and I got lucky enough to go up and forward, and went up, challenged it, went everything I could for it, and got it. Got lucky, went in.
As for Herskowitz, all he did was score both goals for Capital Christian in the Cougars' 2-0 victory over Highlands in the Division V championship game.
They made us carry our game out because first half we were weren't expecting them to be that good, and then when first half we went down and we talked and we had to pick our game up and just settle down and relax and just play like how we play in Capital,
All right, Joe, just big congratulations one more time to our Von Hausen Stars of the Week, and it is now time to preview this Friday's Round 2 football playoff games. But before we do that, we got to talk about Marcel Brown, running back for Rio Linda. Just 6 touchdowns, that's all.
That's all, and he did it against a good team on a tough place to play at Placer in Auburn. 330 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns, including a 99.5-yard kickoff return. He had banged up ankles and the hamstrings. That's almost showing off. That's a different animal there, but he's going to be around for a while.
Yep. All right, let's get into the games now. Let's talk about one of the teams that we think has a great chance of winning a section championship. That is the Grant Pacers, and they're back again.
Oh, they're big time back, 11-0, looking the part as the #1 seed in the section Division II field, taking on Downey and Modesto. 1 loss, but not a super strong league. And we'll find out how good Grant is. The Downey team will. Great size. Deshaun Collins, terrific running back. A defense, Mike, that had 11 sacks in beating Patterson. Welcome to the big time, Downey.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. We've got Rockland taking on St. Mary's. Rockland SFL tested.
Big time, and very strong on defense with Hatada, defensive tackle. Riley Clark is healthy now, back at linebacker. Battle test in Sierra Foothill League, like you said. St. Mary's offers that spread option look, which is a good test. But I like Evan Holtz as the equalizer. Diminutive, but very fast.
Yep. All right, the Franklin Wildcats get a playoff win on Saturday, but guess what? You get to take on the Folsom Bulldogs.
And you know what? Franklin fears nobody, wants this challenge. Everybody wants a challenge at Folsom. The whole key against Folsom, how do you get pressure on Jake Browning? He has more than 200 career touchdowns, not in one season. But if you don't get to Jake Browning, he's going to eat you up for lunch. Last year, Franklin could not get to Jake Browning. Folsom rolled.
Yep. All right, another team that had a big win on Saturday was the Sakai Dragons. They're looking to advance. They'll play, and they could win again.
Yeah, and taking on Manteca in Division III. It's a rematch of last year's championship game. Paul Doherty, the terrific Sakai coach, said after beating Christian Brothers 40-0, hey, this isn't fun. Fun is winning on the road, and Sakai has never done that. Caden Voges, Kyron Bassbed, terrific pass-catch combination. Have to really jump on Manteca because Manteca will bury you. That's why Manteca is the defending Section Division III champion.
Yep. We got anything else on that list of games to preview? What do you got?
We got a good one. Wilsey Wood, fresh off of a win over Burbank, taking on the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. You've seen the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Great running backs there. Carlos Moraz is the 5th-year coach for Wood. He was the Elk Grove coach for a matter of weeks in 2008, but there was a paperwork snafu, not his fault. He winds up at Wilsey Wood. Chris Nixon becomes the head coach, and now they're playing each other. Both of them are downplaying it. It's our job to build big play it. But that's a good, interesting matchup. Elk Grove's the favorite. Cannot afford to lose here.
I'm exhausted. That's a lot of football. That's a lot of show.
Yeah, we better stretch.
Yeah, that's right. All right, folks, remember, every time you want to watch this show, turn into Comcast Sportsnet California. Every Tuesdays, we have re-airs sometimes on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. If you miss the show on TV, where do they go?
SACB.com. We've got story links, photo links, show links every day of the week. We value high school sports big time in this region.
Yes, we do. Folks, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.